My name's Dawn Southgate. I'm Head of Knowledge at the Chartered Institute of Marketing. We're a professional body for marketers and we provide marketing training, marketing qualifications and knowledge services to our members wherever they are in the world. A few years ago we decided that for our qualifications we needed to supply a support book, and the main issue was how we were going to get it to our members that were based all the way around the globe, cost effectively, securely and easy for them to use. In many of the countries power is an issue, let alone Wi-Fi, so we had to sort of work on all the aspects to find a solution that meant that we weren't disadvantaging any of them. So the key points there are: it had to be easy to publish material, it had to be easy for the user to download it. We wanted it in as many formats as we could because we were supplying a book, plus we were also buying books in from other places and we needed them to be happy with the security, and it had to be simple to use, which was always the issue, getting it simple to use. We were using another product for the delivery of our eBook service. We'd very early days starting to use it, and I saw an advert for Sutron supplying a delivery system for ebooks, and knowing the company very well, having used your library management system for 15 years, over 15 years, we soon decided that we were going to be changing to you as soon as you could supply it, and as soon as we're sensible within our year progress of students. Moving over to supplying ebooks for our students was very ahead of the curve, and I know from conversations with the other librarians and other professional bodies, they're only just starting that process now. It means that we can deliver materials to our students wherever they are in the world, and they're all on a level playing field for their learning. It doesn't just depend on whether they can access hard copy books or buy them through international services. So this is why SDS has been very important to us, to ensure that our studying members are supported and they have every opportunity within their studies with CIM. With the SDS service, it utilises Adobe Digital Editions, which we had looked at to create a standalone service, but the costs were astronomical to do that. So with Adobe Digital Editions you buy tokens to deliver the books. So what we did with our students is that we put together books that were for the particular level rather than a particular module. So with the electronic books, the student has both books for the whole qualification, even though there's one per module. There's a couple of reasons that we've done this. One, obviously it's just one token from Adobe Digital Editions. Two, it means that they've got them. They haven't got to repeat a process and remember how they did it. It's in there and it's in the phone. But the main thing that it changed moving from the system we had to Sutron was the whole aspect of uploading people. On the old system, it was a case of typing and or cutting and pasting an email address into a database one at a time, selecting the book that they were due to have, and then again having to go in and select that person to send them the particular book. This was incredibly time consuming. Myself and my colleague Andy, we spent many in between sort of 5 and 6:30 of an evening trying to send out batches of emails. With Sutron, we could upload the list of the students with their email address, with their study centre, with the different modules that they were studying, and then literally we could go into a list of the students, pick the ones we wanted to send to as a batch and send them. And the first day we sort of settled down with our cups of coffee to do the process that we knew had taken us a long time before, and we hadn't even finished our coffee and we'd actually sent the batch of books. So it was, well, sent a batch of emails for the students. So that was just eye-opening that actually technology can work and you can do things really, really quickly. As I say, it was an amazing game changer for us. One very useful feature is that you can set permissions dependent on who you're sending it to, let alone which bit of material it is. So we can set permissions so students can print it or not print it, download it or not download it, and you can set levels. So we could say, oh, you could print 10 pages or you can print 50 pages. But what's also useful is that if we wanted different sets of students to have different permissions, again, we could do that. And one thing we had looked at was whether we could find a printer company in an international market, and we could then set them up with permission to download the whole book, but they then couldn't save it, they couldn't do anything besides just download it to print it. So that's a really useful option, that we've got that full service on the portal. Plus, publishers such as Wiley and Kogan Page are very, very happy with the security angle. So if we set theirs to no printing and no saving and no copying, then that's absolutely fine. And just saying about printing and copying, printing is obviously taking the text and making it into paper, but there's also the electronic copying aspect, and again you can actually define that as well, which is really useful, whereas I know other products we looked at, you didn't have that ability to stop people printing and copying separately, with different levels.
Cool.
The Sutron SDS service is a robust service that I have no issues in using for any of our secure material. And I think what I need to do now is look at other material that we could supply via it, and maybe utilise it further within the organisation. We sort of went into the product with quite a narrow view of what we wanted to achieve, and I think it's now time that we need to broaden that out and decide other items that we could send via this service. Now the students are up and using it, I think it would be a very useful thing to do. And all the way through, Sutron have answered our questions, and maybe where some things haven't been in the service, they have put them on their hope sheet that they might get to developing them. So I do feel that we've been instrumental at moving the product forward as well, so they know where institutes and other library services might want to go with the product.